This video will show you how to install Windows 11 on any compatible PC or laptop. It will walk you through everything you need to know, starting from downloading Windows 11 to Windows 11 initial setup procedure, and everything in between in an easy to understand step-by-step manner. You can use this guide to install or reinstall Windows 11 on a brand new PC or an old one. So let's begin phase 1. The first thing you need to do is to download the original Windows 11 from Microsoft and create a bootable USB flash drive with it, so we can later use it to install Windows 11 on your desired device. Plug in any USB flash drive which has a capacity of 8 GB to a computer you have access to. Then go to this website, link will be in the video description. Once you're here, look for Create Windows 11 Installation Media section, and underneath you will find a download button. Click on it and that will download the media creation tool for Windows 11. Go to the download location and run the tool. The first thing you have to do here is to agree to the license terms, so click Accept. Now uncheck the option Use the recommended option for this PC. That will let us choose the desired language and edition of your Windows 11. So choose a language for Windows 11, and for the edition you have limited to a single option. Don't worry, it contains all the editions you want. Just use the appropriate product key and it will automatically activate the particular edition of Windows 11 assigned to that particular product key. And unlike previous Windows versions, you don't have the option to choose the architecture, because Windows 11 only supports 64-bit CPUs, at least in the x86 architecture. For the ARM users, Windows 11 has a separate ISO which can easily be made into a bootable USB flash drive using the tool Rufus. I will also leave a link for that in the video description. Once you have made your choice, you can click Next. That will bring us here, so choose the option USB flash drive and click the Next button. Now choose the flash drive you have plugged in already, but make sure it's the right one. Once you confirm that, you can click the Next button, which will start the Windows 11 download. Once it's finished, it will automatically start the file transfer that will turn your flash drive into a Windows 11 bootable USB drive. The whole process can take quite a time, so sit back and relax. As you can see, the process is completed and we have successfully created the Windows 11 USB bootable flash drive. Click Finish and safely remove it from your computer. And we can begin phase 2. Plug in the newly created bootable flash drive to the laptop or PC that you want to install Windows 11 on. Turn on the device and keep pressing the BIOS key. For this particular laptop, it's function button 2 or F2. But in your case, it might be the delete key or F12. It will differ from brand to brand or model to model. So to know it for sure, make a quick Google search or refer your motherboard manual. Anyway, as I said, keep hitting the BIOS key as soon as you started your computer, or at least before the boot logo disappears. If you miss it, don't worry, just restart the computer and try again. Anyway, once you succeeded, it will boot you into your UEFI firmware settings. It is where you can then boot into the bootable USB flash drive so that we can start the Windows 11 installation. From here, look for boot menu, boot mode or something similar. Like the BIOS key, we have different UEFI or BIOS menu from brand to brand or model to model. I will try to explain this as best as I can. In this particular UEFI interface, it is just a case of going to the boot menu and choosing the USB bootable flash drive that we just created, which will start up the Windows 11 installation. If this isn't what your UEFI looks like, there is another common method as well, which is setting your first boot device as the USB bootable flash drive, then save and exit. To demonstrate the example, I'm using a different PC which has a different UEFI interface. As we did before, look for boot menu, boot mode, or like here, just boot. Go into the menu and change the first boot option of boot device to the USB bootable flash drive. Now hit F10 on your keyboard and click OK. That will save the settings and will boot you into the Windows 11 installation just like the other method. Hope explaining the two most common methods helpful. Welcome to phase 3 Windows 11 installation. From here, the first thing you need to do is to choose your preferred language for Windows 11 and your time and currency format. Once you do, click the Next button. Now choose your preferred keyboard input method, then click Next. Now make sure you have selected the Install Windows 11 option, then check this box, I agree everything will be deleted including files, apps and settings. The particular setting will only show if you are reinstalling Windows 11. Apart from this, everything is the same. Now you can click the next button and you will be shown the Microsoft license terms. So click the accept button to continue. It will get us to the crucial part of Windows 11 installation, the disk partition. As you can see, this particular computer has a previous Windows partition. So I'm going to delete them before making the new partitions we need. To delete any partition, just select the particular partition and click the delete partition option. Wait for a second and you can see the deleted partition will be shown as unallocated space, which simply means that part of storage is not assigned to any partition. Now continue deleting all the primary partitions as well as the MSR reserved and system partitions. But do not accidentally delete these other partitions if it shows up, because it is the bootable USB flash drive that we created which contains the Windows 11 installation files. You can identify that just by looking at size or name of the partition. Once you completed deleting your partitions, you will see your entire drive capacity as one big unallocated space. In this case, it is 953.9 GB, which is my 1 TB SSD drive. If you want, you can only create a single partition using the entire drive capacity, or you can create multiple partitions out of the available storage as well. It is completely up to you. Technically, you can create any number of partitions you want, but I don't recommend creating more than 2 partitions if the drive capacity is under 1 TB. I understand we have different needs, so I'm gonna leave that decision to you. To create a new partition, just select the unallocated space and click on the Create Partition option. It will show you the available unallocated space here in MB. In my case, it is showing 976,760 MB, which is roughly 1000 GBs. And out of that 900 plus GBs, I would like my first primary partition to be around 460 GB. So let's enter the approximately equivalent amount to that in MB and click the apply button. And we have created the first primary partition that I'm going to install the Windows 11 on. If you are confused how to create GB to MB, just Google GB to MB converter and use it to convert your desired drive size. Now I'm going to create a second partition with the leftover unallocated space. To do that, as same as we did before, select the unallocated space and click on the Create Partition option. It will show you the unallocated space, and since I'm not planning to create another partition, I'm going to leave the size as is. Now click the apply button and we have finished creating all the partitions we need. You might ask, why do I create a second partition? Like I already said, we all have different needs. In this case, I created it because I want my Windows on a separate partition from my important files, so I can reinstall or reset my PC without affecting my important files in the event of a system corruption or malfunction. Trust me, it's a lot easier that way. Anyway, as I said earlier, you can configure your drive partition however you need. Hope you have finished the partition. In that case, let's continue the Windows 11 installation. Just choose a newly created partition or partition you want to install Windows 11 on. Remember, whichever partition you select for the installation will be your C drive or system drive. Now click the next button and you're all set and ready to begin the Windows 11 installation. Make sure you have plugged in if it's a laptop, and make sure you have a power backup if it's a desktop. Now click the install button and it will begin the installation. It will restart your computer many times during the installation, so please try not to interfere the process. It might take a while, so let's wait for it to finish. And here we go, we are almost there. Welcome to Phase 4 Windows 11 Initial Setup. Choose your country or region from here and click Yes. Now select a keyboard layout or input method, then click Yes. Now we'll ask you if you want to add a second keyboard layout. If yes, click the Add Layout and choose a second keyboard layout, or just click the Skip button. Now we'll ask you to connect to the internet. If you have a wired connection plugged in already, just hit Next. Or if you are using a Wi-Fi network like here, click Connect, enter your password, and click Next. Once it established the connection, you can click the Next button, and it will check for the latest Windows 11 updates. Once it found the updates, it will automatically restart your PC before continuing the updates. Now we'll ask you to name your PC. So enter your preferred name for the device and click Next. which will restart the system once again. Now we'll check for updates again and begin the updating process. It will download the updates and installs them. The whole process will take a while, so let's wait for it to complete. Once it completed, it will restart the system for one last time. Once the restarting cycles are over, it will ask you to sign in using your Microsoft account. So click the sign in button and enter your login credentials. Authenticate if asked. Now we'll ask you to set up the Windows Hello feature. It is Microsoft's facial recognition feature. If you want, you can set up the Windows Hello by clicking the Yes Setup button and following the on-screen instructions. Or just click the skip button for now. You can always set up that later in the Windows settings. Now we'll ask you to create a PIN for quick login. Just click the Create PIN button and enter a 4-digit number of your choice. Now repeat the same in the second box to confirm the PIN. And you can click OK. Now we'll ask you to configure your privacy settings, so choose as you prefer. Once you made your choice, click Next and Accept. Now we'll ask you if you want to restore your PC if there is a backup available from the previous Windows installation. Click Learn More, then More option to enter the Advanced menu. Here you can see all the Windows backups from the previous or your other Windows devices. If you want, you can restore from them by simply selecting one and clicking Continue. Or you can click the Setup as a New PC option for a fresh start. Now click the Setup as a New PC option once again. You have to wait for some time while it's preparing the desktop. Now we'll give you the option to customize your Windows 11 experience. Choose an option that suits you the best, or just hit the skip button to experience the stock Windows 11. I prefer that, so I'm going to click the skip button. Now we'll ask you to set up the Windows Phone link. If you want, you can do it, or just click the skip button. Don't worry, you can always set it up later if you want. Now we'll ask you to set up the OneDrive photo backup. Let's skip that as well. Now we'll ask you to set up the Microsoft 365. If you have an Office 365 subscription, click Continue and complete the setup. Or just click the Decline option. Now we'll ask you to set up the OneDrive cloud storage. Similar to previous steps, click Continue if you have a subscription, or just click the Decline button. Now click Next and it will ask you if you want to join the Xbox Game Pass. I'm gonna pass on that one. Wait for a second and we have finally finished the Windows 11 installation. So that's how you can install Windows 11. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you do, share with your friends if you found the video helpful, subscribe to the channel for more useful contents. This is me, your host Amal Rafiq. See you soon with another one.